Hello students, welcome to EduFarm, Believe and Become classes for GPAT and NIPER JEE. Like, share, subscribe to our channel, hit the bell icon to get further notifications.
So students, welcome to another video by EduFarm. In this video, we will discuss about general anesthetics with the mechanism, adverse drug effect and other related things. So let's move on. What is general anesthetics? General anesthetics are the drugs that produce reversible loss of all sensation and consciousness. When general anesthetics are administered in body, they cause depression of central nervous system. The main feature of general anesthesia are loss of all sensation, especially pain, sleep and amnesia, immobility and muscle relaxation, in which muscle movement is getting harder as the contraction reduces and muscles become weak. And lastly, the abolition of somatic and autonomic reflexes. In this case, whole body movement is reduced. Now, classification of general anesthetics. There are lots of drugs which can act as general anesthetics, and here is the classification. So, general anesthetics are classified into two classes. One is inhalational and another one is intravenous. Inhalational anesthetics are administered by inhaling through the nose. These are further categorized based upon the state of matter, and that is gaseous and volatile liquids. And nitrous oxide comes under the gaseous anesthetics, and in volatile liquids, ether, halothane, isoflurane, desflurane and sevoflurane. Now move on to the another class, that is intravenous anesthetics. And these drugs are further categorized into two groups based upon the rate of perception of pain, and that are fast acting and slower acting. In fast acting, thiopentone sodium, methoxytone sodium, propofol and etomide are the general anesthetics. And the slower acting drugs are classified again three groups: benzodiazepines, and then dissociative, and then opioid analgesics. Diazepam, lorazepam and midazolam are the benzodiazepines. Ketamine is dissociative analgesic, and fentanyl and remifentanil are the opioid analgesic. Now, the mechanism of general anesthetics. Although the mechanism of general anesthetics are not properly clear, various findings show that the ligand-gated ion channel are the major target of anesthetic action. And as you can see in the picture, the intravenous anesthetic potentiate the action of inhibitory transmitter GABA to open chloride channel. Due to the opening of chloride channel, intracellular concentration of chloride ion increased, and that is called hyperpolarization. And excitatory neurotransmitters cannot depolarize the neuron and generate an action potential, and thus promote unconsciousness. And so, during this time, when hyperpolarization occurs, the surgical procedure is done. And when it comes under the adverse drug effect, there is the adverse drug effect of etomidate is adrenal suppression and transient skeletal muscle movement. And the other drug, propofol, And the adverse drug reaction of propofol is respiratory depression and hypotension. And then nitrous oxide and ketamine acts on the NMDA type of glutamate receptor, that is N-methyl D-aspartate glutamate receptor, which is located mainly in the spinal cord. They inhibit the excitatory receptor, which gets mainly calcium selective cation channel in the neurons and hence prevent or decreased neurotransmission in pain. They can also activate the 2-port domain potassium channel. Opening the potassium channel leading to increased potassium efflux and decrease the neuronal excitability and produce sedative effect. Now, the ADR of the ketamine is hypotension and tachycardia. And the ADR of the nitrous oxide is dizziness. And then comes to the halogenated anesthetics. Fluorinated anesthetics such as isoflurane, desflurane, sevoflurane and other halogenated anesthetics, that is halothane, inhibit the nicotinic cholinergic receptor gated cation channel, which possibly mediate analgesia or amnesia. These anesthetics induces muscle relaxation and reduces pain sensitivity by altering tissue excitability. And ADR of the sevoflurane is renal toxicity and that of halothane is cardiac arrhythmia and hepatotoxicity. Then stages of anesthesia. The stage of anesthesia is divided into 4 groups. First one is stage of analgesia. This is the stage of induction. This stage starts from beginning of anesthetic inhalation and lasts up to loss of consciousness. In this stage, reflexes and respiration remains normal. Patient can hear and see, feels dreamlike states, and minor operation can be carried out during this stage. Then, stage of delirium. This is the excitement stage. This stage is start from the loss of consciousness to beginning of regular respiration. Apparent excitement is seen in patient. The patient may shout, struggle and hold his breath. Muscle tone increases. Jaws are tightly closed. Breathing is jerky. Heart rate and blood pressure may rise in this stage and pupils also dilate. In this stage, no operative procedure carried out. And then the surgical anesthesia. This stage is the stage of fully unconsciousness and this is ideal stage for surgery. This extends from onset of regular breathing to cessation of spontaneous breathing. This stage has been divided into 4 planes. Plane 1, roving eyeballs. This plane ends when eyes become fixed. And then plane 2. In this plane, loss of corneal and laryngeal reflexes occurs. Then plane 3. Pupil starts dilating and light reflex is lost. And then plane 4. Intercostal paralysis, shallow abdominal respiration and finally dilated pupil. Then the last stage, that is medullary paralysis. This stage starts from cessation of breathing to failure of circulation and death. Death occurs if the patient cannot be revived quickly. In this stage, pupil is widely dilated, muscles are totally flabby, pulse is steady or imperceptible and blood pressure is very low. Then the pre-anesthetic medication. So what are these? These drugs refers to the use of drugs before anesthesia to make the anesthesia safe and less unpleasant for patient. Different drugs are used for this purpose. Now, why are they used? After the anesthesia and also during the anesthesia, there may be complication in patients like increased gastric acidity, increased salivary secretion, vomiting, and amnesia for some patients. So, to reduce these complications, pre-anesthetic medications are used. Now, the pre-anesthetic drug. There are various drugs used as pre-anesthetic drug. This comes under the group of sedative anti-anxiety drugs. Benzodiazepines like diazepam and lorazepam are such drugs. These are used along with other drugs for minor surgical procedure. They produce tranquility. And then anticholinergics. Atropine and hyoscine are the anticholinergic drugs. These drugs are used primarily to reduce salivary and bronchial secretions and to prevent hypotension. Hyoscine particularly produce antiemetic effect also. Then the opioids. Morphine and pethidines are the opioids. They reduce anxiety and also reduce dose of anesthetics. Then H2 blockers or proton pump inhibitors. The patients undergoing prolonged operation, cesarean section and also obese patient have increased risk of gastric regurgitation and hence in this case the H2 blocker are used before prolonged surgery. Ranitidine, famotidine, omeprazole, pantoprazole are the drugs. Then comes to neuroleptics. Chlorpromazine and haloperidol are the neuroleptic drugs. They have antiemetic action and they also reduce anxiety. And lastly, the antiemetics, metoclopramide and domperidone. These are effective in reducing post-operative vomiting. So that's all for today. See you in our next segment. Please like and share if you like the video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching this.